Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here with MGS Coaching Football. First of all, I hope you subscribe to my channel. And then secondly, my background is my 38th year coaching football. I've either been a defensive, offensive, or special teams coordinator, as well as a head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you about one of our 2120 personnel pressure checks that we call Dodge. Dodge begins with D, which means this is a dog family blitz. Okay. So let me start off with in the top left corner. Dodge is specifically for 2120 personnel. Again, it doesn't say personnel, but that's what 2120 means, and it's a pressure check. Okay. And I'll explain the check part of it as we go through this. But that's dog family blitz. So what you do is you take from your pressure inventory or blitz inventory, whatever you call it. Okay, and if it's not divided up into families, I would suggest that that's something you think about doing because it makes it much easier to teach. The rules apply to all the blitzes in that family, so your kids aren't learning a million different things. Again, to play fast physically means you got to play fast mentally. So how can you be versatile and have, all the answers while keeping it simple so your kids can play fast mentally, right? So in this particular game, it's on the top right corner here, Dodge versus Cortland State University, located in central New York near Syracuse. As the tendencies haven't changed. So in my 2120 pressure check playlist, there's Plymouth, GM, and Chrysler. So a plug, a go, and a combo, and now a Dodge. Okay. The tendencies are the same. Okay. They don't change. But the reasons to utilize a pressure check, they might be both the same and different. So I'm going to get to that as we go through the presentation. Okay. So one of the tendencies was they always had an offset fullback 100% of the time, and 100% of the run game went to the fullback, and of the pass game, 100% of the time, that fullback released into the flat. So those are some pretty significant tendencies. So our decision was attack the fullback, right? So dog two, you also, we got specific in that. And this is the beauty of the pressure check, and this is the check portion of it. Okay, instead of having to signal every single time the front, it's a dog. In this case, it's a dime dog. Well, you may not even know where the fullback is, right? The fullback may come over here, and yet you call the dime dog. Well, now you got to check, right? So the check portion of it is wherever the fullback lines up, that's the side of the blitz. Hence pressure check. That's built into the name and the concept. Okay. And even more so, we tell our kids in the game plan it's going to be an outside line. So either dime or rover is a part of the dog. This is a dime or a rover dog to the fullback. Okay, again, that's the pressure check. So they're looking for the fullback, number 42. You can't miss him. He's 230 pounds, right? Big dude. And the coverage, again, specific to whether they know huddled or huddled. The fullback might hear and then he shifts. So that's built in. It was trio no matter where he was. It's just who had the fullback. So weak is offset away from the tight end in 21 personnel. Strong is to the tight end. Okay. And in 20, it's away from the lizard rip to the lizard rip. Okay. You can see my AFC playlist and it's a presentation in there. So in this diagram, the safety is going to have the fullback. Okay. And so the safeties, if the fullback's right, it's a Ringo. So they're saying Roger. So they're spinning to the right on the snap. Okay. As it says, trio itself, go to my zone blitz coverage playlist, please. And then I am going to get into specifics here of this dog because this is going to answer the question of reasons for Dodge. Okay. But one of the biggest reasons, because the dog family is typically a pass situation pressure, it can also be utilized for RPOs and zone read situations. Okay, if it's a team that is really a perimeter running team like toss or outside zone, lead zone, which were two big plays for Cortland State. Is another reason to run it. Okay, gets more aggressiveness in the force instead of relying on the safety, which it was Sky at the time. Okay. So, as I've said numerous times, and I'll say it here, you got to have alternatives. If you're only trying to stop a play the same way and the offense is gashing you, then the kids lose confidence because you don't have an alternative, right? So I think that sometimes the most obvious things get overlooked, and I think that times we as coaches can lose sight of that. So we have 4 pressure checks for our 4 base blitz families: plug, go, combo, and dog. Well, this is the dog, okay? And so in this particular scenario, okay, dog 2, the reasons we would go for call dodge. First reason is it's second and third down, and I apologize for that. That just came up, and I didn't get rid of it, and I thought I got rid of it, so my apologies. Second and third down, 1 to 5 yards. That's when they like to shoot the fullback in the flat because it's their version of play action. All right, and you're gearing up to stop the run because they got big dudes everywhere, and now all of a sudden, there's a shooting the fullback in the flat. And so, in addition to that, lead zone toss, again, you have immediate force because this is orbit support. So, in a dog, in this case, it's the dime. The aiming point is the deepest tip in the backfield, so that's the tailback. So he's coming hard up the field. And so the fullback's liable to cross his face before he gets there, which we're okay with. Okay, and then that's obviously a cue. The fullback's not trying to block him, that he's going to keep going. And so if it is a pass and the tailback and the solid line were to come to the dog blitz or dime, he peels off with it. If he were to go away like it is over here, he continues on to the quarterback. So in their 6-man protection, here we go. They slid away from the tight end. Fullbacks in the flat, tight end receivers were in the pattern. This tackle looked C gap to man on, and then slid A, slid B, slid C. So a great changeup in the dog, right? Pinch, reduce the side, nose A to the call, slant B. Well, the guard is picking up the B gap. This is tough for the center. He's got to snap it and then pick up in pass protection a hard penetrating slanting nose. But here's the real key. The tailback fit in protection to the tight end away. And as the fullback left, this tackle looking the C gap is responsible for blocking the dog. It's this C-scrape linebacker who goes butt side. He was able to go inside into the B gap because the guard was occupied here. The tackle was there, the tailback, right? So we were able to get a sack and get pressures the 3 times we were able to run this particular pressure check dodge. So 3 times we ran it, we got a sack and got pressures, and they didn't complete a pass. But then they also, after a while, stopped doing it because they were so big and they just decided to pound us. Okay, but nonetheless, this is an effective way to attack the 6-man protection, especially if you know which way the protection is going to go. Okay, so again, pressure check includes, you got to designate why you're doing it. In this case, it's the offset fullback, and it ties in with their tendencies that you can get through your Huddle film study. Huddle's getting better and better, being able to set up your playlist and get those tendencies for you. It cuts down a lot of prep time. Okay, but again, have built-in, utilizing your base inventory, built-in remedies for when the offense is hurting you with something, you got something else you can use to stop it. That gives your players confidence knowing that you have that ability, and then when it works, they have uber confidence. Okay, so this is our dodge. This will be why we use dodge. This is why we did use it versus Cortland State, and why. And the rest, as they say, is history. So again, as I said earlier, I hope you subscribe to my channel, and I also hope that if you have any questions, you reach out to me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com because I'd love to talk football with you.